Good evening, everyone. It's Kalini Kent here on Friday Night Inspiring Youth Special. And we, as you know, we do regular Time to Talk chats every day. And tonight I've got the most amazing young people in the studio with me. Some of you will know them. And in fact, first of all, I'd like to invite Sam Pearson into the studio, who you've
seen. Hi, how are you?
And also,
hi,
Angela Griffith. Some of you will know Angela, some of you will not. But if you are, we're streaming tonight to 3 different channels. We're streaming to my Facebook live page, also to CYGNETS, because these guys have been involved with my youth group CYGNETS, and also we're streaming straight to YouTube. So welcome everybody, wherever you're listening, and thank you for joining us. Just to remind you as well, that you can put comments and questions in the chat and we will show those. So please, if you'd like to, please engage with us, say hello, let us know that you're listening and who you are. And if you want your name to show, you need to give StreamYard permission. But if you've done that before, your name will show anyway. So do say hi, because I can see some eyes looking. And anyway, guys, welcome. It's so good to have you here. And also really special to have Angela here, who has never been with us before. We've had Sam before. So Angela, tell us what was exciting about joining us tonight.
Oh, I didn't really know what we were gonna talk about, and I was just excited to see you. I haven't seen you in a very long time as well. Yeah, so it's exciting.
Yeah. Well, to be quite honest with you though, it's I haven't seen many people for a long time, so just to set the context of this, I know Sam and Angela through Sam through my drama academy, Helen O'Grady, but Angela came to me through CYGNETS, and CYGNETS is our not-for-profit youth group, and a lot of the guys who know these two will know them through CYGNETS, and we'll talk a little bit about that. But tonight, the other thing we were going to be talking about is, you know, the power of drama and performing arts, and hopefully there are some people on here who do like performing arts, and the guys are going to be talking about what's helped them through doing that, because there's been a lot of benefits, haven't there? So,
yeah, definitely.
So Sam, we talked about last time about how you first got involved, and we know your history, but if it's all right, we'll start with Angela tonight.
Sure.
What we'll ask you is how you first got involved with CYGNETS and what was it you did with us?
So I first got involved because some people at my school did it, and I was interested. I love drama, and then we did Ash Girl first, which was like the dark Cinderella story, and that was just so fun. And I remember my first session, we did like a workshopping of it, and we had to try out and do different characters. That was so much fun. I loved it. Yeah.
I do miss my workshops with you guys, because we would try out all sorts of things, from like different character work. We do try out you, and as I said, it would be, I just miss it so much. I can't wait to get together with you all. And for those of you who don't know CYGNETS, we work with children from all the way through, from age 7 all the way through to 18. And so you're more interested in the drama side, aren't you, Angela?
Yeah, although I do quite like set design and things like that. Yeah, quite interested in that. But with CYGNETS, I did the acting, but definitely, yeah.
And then you've also done, I'm right in saying you've done the short courses, haven't you? Which short
Fame.
Was it Fame?
Yeah, it was so fun. Yeah.
So pre-COVID, everybody who's listening, anybody who's done any of our short courses, please do say hi. The short courses run every Easter normally, and in the summer, and this is the first year we've not done it. We've been doing it for several years. We've done so many shows like Oliver in a Week or Annie, or everything from High School Musical, and we've done them all in a week or 3 days sometimes if it's the Easter course. And that was where I first met you, wasn't it? But you also were amazing in Ash Girl, and that is a dark retelling. And Sam, you also were very heavy into the drama, weren't you? Which, tell us about the show you were in, because you had quite a big part, didn't you?
It was YOLO, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was #YOLO.
Yeah, classic. Well, what do you want me to tell just about it. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think well, I'll just set the scene. YOLO, we sort of decided that CYGNETS would actually take part in National Theatre Connections. It's a festival where they invite up to 500 youth groups to do a special show, which they, and you know, it's amazing actually. It's a show specially written for the festival, and there's a choice of 10. And then we put it all on in a local theatre first of all, and in this case it was Fallabroom Academy. And then we then take it to a big theatre, and you guys all had the amazing opportunity of doing it at the Lowry, wasn't it? It was the most special experience, just being on that, you know, Keys stage, which can hold so many people. Can you remember? So tell us, what was the best bit of that for you?
It was really quite surreal because we all came in through the, obviously, you know, the stage door, obviously. But it was like, I don't know, I just felt like important because I was coming through the back. And then you see, you know, all the crew members, you know, they're just getting on with stuff. And I just thought it was really special because, I don't know, we're just like this little group from Macclesfield, and we get to like perform in this big theatre in Manchester. And it was the Keys one as well, which is, I don't know, that's my favourite one. It's like, it's cozy in it. But yeah, it was just really special, I think.
And I think a lot of close friendships. In fact, Kieran was in it, wasn't he? And you know, I think it was a cast of 13 or 14. But what was just so special is the bonds that were created, because we workshopped it and we met every Saturday, and then we were practicing and rehearsing. But it was also that special feeling of knowing it was going to be somewhere really big. So like Valley Academy, we did it twice there, and then we did it at the and the Lowry was just quite amazing. As you said, you came in through the stage door where all the big artists and stars have been, and then you're in their dressing rooms, and we had a special dressing room, which is really exciting. And then we were outside, you know, we did like a get-in and a tech rehearsal, and a lot of the parents were there, and it was just all the fun, I think, of getting all the props together and the costumes and taking it there. I think we had literally an hour to actually do all the tech and get all the lights and sound effects. And there were some amazing people involved, like Caroline and Simon Lear did all the sound as well. And it was just Lynn Rushworth. I'm sorry if I don't mention your name, but there were some people who were involved and helped us that day. It was fantastic. And then Angela, you also did. So you had that part, didn't you? In were you one of the daughters, or you were one of the daughters, weren't you? In Ashton?
Yeah. That was so fun. It is so much fun playing an evil person. It's great. Yeah.
Tell us about your part. Go on, tell us about your part.
Well, I got to dress up in these dresses and bully the Ash girl. And try and catch the eye of the prince, which was just great with Amelie, who was my sister, and we were like a fun duo, and we got so close from that. We were really, really good friends. There was a lot of fun memories were made, you know.
It was special, wasn't it? Even though it was a dark retelling of the Cinderella story, the Ash girl actually was Cinderella. A very dark retelling. There was still a lot of humour in it, wasn't there? And there was Ed, who played the Prince Amir, and we met Joe Gomez, who was his sidekick. It was just wasn't it?
Yeah, you'd be surprised about the amount of comedy when it's actually such a gritty play. But it was fun. It was really fun.
Yeah. So what do you think? And then Ash, actually, I've got to mention, then you went on to do an incredible part, didn't you? Go on, tell us about that. Probably your biggest part ever. Like, you got the part, but it was
yeah. So I did Treasure Island, and I got to be Jim, which is really interesting because they did the female version, so it was if Jim was a girl. So that was really cool. It was really nice because you don't really get that kind of character in a lot of plays where they're like girl power, you know, that sort of thing. It was great, and why can't I do this? It was fun, yeah. Yeah, and the set for that was really incredible in the King's School. Yeah, it was good.
I think we've got to give a shout out to Roger Lomas, haven't we?
Yeah. He made like this cardboard box with like a mini version of the set. That was brilliant.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I remember crowding around it in rehearsals and going, "This is going to be them." Yeah, that was great.
When we decided to do Treasure Island, we didn't realise how big an ask it was, because actually it had been done, first of all, in 2014. It was a Brian E. Lavery version. And the version that we did was quite challenging, wasn't it? We first saw it was quite easy, and then we chose this one. And it was massive. It was a cast of 24, wasn't it? But it was massive because we had to, there were so many scenes. We were on a ship at one point, then we were on a desert island, and then we were also so there were 3 big sets. And Roger Lomas went to town, but so that you guys could actually understand, we had to go on to dig under tunnels, and that was so much fun. We should have seen it. So in the end, Roger was brilliant, and he built this little mini, as you said, like little mini cannons. I've still got it. It was amazing. In fact, I think what we need to do after this is a post sharing all these pictures, and then Joe used to bring it into rehearsal. And Joe was all, he was really proud of his dad, and he did a fantastic job. And obviously there were other people who were involved, obviously helping with it, Angelina and Stuart and stuff, you know, loads of people took part, Caroline, you know, it was a real team effort, actually. Amazing, wasn't it? But that was an amazing experience too, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Was that so? What have you found as being the main benefit of doing things like this? Oh, who wants to go first? Don't mind who goes first. Angela, do you want to say?
I think you'll probably agree with me that it's like the friends and the funny memories that come from doing things like this, because inevitably things go wrong, and it's just going to be a story that you keep on telling, it's such a nice thing to have that you don't really get to have with many people, you know. I just really miss every Saturday you knew you were going to see these people and get to do what you love, and so that's what I think anyway.
Oh,
what about you?
I think the most, well, because as I've already said, I started when I was like 10, I think, and I was just going into secondary school. And when I was doing my drama classes, I just really enjoyed them. So then that was like a thing that, you know, I was like, oh, I enjoy this, so I want to like carry on and just see if there's like any more I can do outside of school. And it's I think what's great about it was it like became like a core sort of like part of me, and it's like it's an essential like part of like my being. Like it's I don't know how to describe it. It's just it's like a part of my identity, and I'm like glad that you like provided a place where I could just let myself just go like free. And I think I don't know, especially now, you know, and there are lots of like stereotypes, especially with like drama as well, saying it's like quite like I don't even know where these come from, but it's sort of like if you enjoy drama, you're a bit of a like, I know it just seems a bit like girly or like something like for some reason. But I'm just glad that I sort of like just pushed, you know, past that and just found, you know, like a core part of myself. And if I didn't like listen to myself and like gave in to those views, then I wouldn't have that part of myself like today. So that's just been really important.
I think can I just also share that you had a pretty challenging part because you were playing the part of somebody who had found out, so we can set the scene actually, that you had found out it was the results day. That's how this play started. And it was quite called #YOLO, you only live once, because you literally found it on results day. After you'd got your results, everybody was all euphoric, happy, etc. And it was a play which was quite challenging, but the group really rose to it, because it was actually, you were playing the part of somebody who was 18, and most of you were like 18, but all of you was like, some of you were like 13, 14, 15, 16. The oldest of you was 16. What was interesting was that you then discovered that day, you went to the doctor, and you found out you had a brain tumor.
Yeah.
And therefore, all of a sudden, and it was, I think it was inoperable, and it was the fact that you knew that you only had, or you weren't sure if it was operable.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was that thing of, all of a sudden your life has changed forever, and everyone's talking about the future, but also wasting time. And I think we had such an amazing time working at your character, because you were fighting that anger inside of you.
Yeah, I think it's quite relevant now, to be honest, as well, because I think like a running theme was, as you said, you know, everyone was like, looking to the future, and then there's this like kid who was just like holding on to like every moment that he had. And like failing to see that he could have a future, and he's not like allowing himself to, you know, see that possibility. I think that's very relevant at the moment, obviously, because of COVID. You know, it's come back again into conversation. But you know, because a lot of plans have been ruined. You know, obviously, you know, prime example.
And I think that character you played was very character building, because you actually had to take you to an experience that you'd never had. And that was, again, same with you, Angela. When you played your part, you were playing somebody older than yourself. And that's what's great about acting, because it gives you the opportunity to build that character, learn about life and life skills that you probably haven't yet come across. But it is character building, because I think you used the phrase as well, didn't you, Ange? It was about your identity. Do you want to share that? Because we were talking when we were prepping for this.
Yeah, no, definitely shows you a lot about the world and other people. You broaden your own horizons. You gain a lot of knowledge from doing theatre, even just by meeting people that you wouldn't normally meet. And you get to there's no kind of age boundary. You make friends with people, even if they're half your age, you know, whereas if you're at high school, you're kind of limited to the people in your year. But I found that when we did Annie, because we had quite young people doing the orphans, and they were 6, 7, 8, 9, and it was actually really nice kind of being with people that were so young, but like tiny children. It was just nice getting to know different kinds of people in a different way than you would in you know, the society.
I think we've had some special times like that, because I think the young people really missed. They really got a lot out of that, because they had you guys who were older, almost like you know, their mentors. So I do know that a lot of bonds forming, you know, like people like, you know, I don't want to single anybody out, but like Sophie used to sort of like do all of these activities with them and do the dancing, and then you'd see at break time, instead of it being, you wouldn't often find it in many groups, but like the older ones were mixing with the younger and playing games, and they were working out dance routines and doing you know, and it was just doing little making mini videos. I remember all these lovely memories out at the King's School on there, you know, on the playing fields, and there's amazing pictures we've got. So I think there are amazing memories made, weren't there? But there was, I think I'd like to, you know, sort of, I think what's so special is the fact that the friendships, I mean, people do talk, I mean, this isn't about CYGNETS, but you know, it was like a family atmosphere, wasn't it?
Yeah, super inclusive is what I'd say. There was no one kind of left out. Well, I didn't get the feeling that there was, and it was irrelevant of kind of your age, who you were. Everyone was just kind of friends with everyone, and if you weren't, then you became friends with them, you know.
I think great. Also, I remember, I don't know if you remember, there was Lewis, Sam, can you remember when we were at Helen O'Grady, and there was always this joke, because basically I think a lot of people feel very much like they can be themselves when they're out from school.
Yeah.
When you're at school, you sort of fit into this stereotype that people put you in, and you feel like you've got to fulfill like a role that people sort of like judge you as. And I used to find a lot of people coming to my drama academy or coming to things because they could be themselves. And we had like 15 odd schools in the area, from Poynton, Wilmslow, Macclesfield, you know, and further, Alderley Edge, Presby, all from further afield, Rayno, who were coming to us because they could sort of mix and meet other people. I mean, how did you find that, Sam?
I definitely found that, like, to be honest. I mean, you know, in school, you know, you find like your friend group and you sort of like stick to it, kind of. And you sort of, I don't know, you sort of like one person like around them, and then like another in like the group, and it's kind of strange, and it's just really like freeing, I think, because I like there was nothing wrong with, you know, the way I acted around my friends, but like when I came on a Friday night, like I just, you know, there was no like shame because everyone enjoyed like theatre, and everyone just like got it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So everyone just got it, and everyone just let their hair down, and it was just great.
And you could also just try new things out. I was always looking for different things. So the other thing as well I want to signal is the fact that when you did #YOLO, I did a lot of one-to-one work with you, didn't I? Because you had some really monologues.
Yeah.
You're talking about your inner anger and fear, you know, because you could potentially this could be the last 6 months of your life. But it was also, you also had a real bender, didn't you? Where you got drunk one night. We had to teach you how to be drunk.
Yeah.
Off your parents because I had to teach you how to be drunk. And remember, you had that bender when Angela, we've got to find.
Yeah, I know.
Look at it. And we had this song which Kieran found, which was amazing. And you were sort of like staggering around and with a bottle of, and you were out, you know, getting more drunk. That was quite a brave thing you had to do. It was amazing.
Yeah, it's just because there was no obviously there was no dialogue, so it was just myself on a beach, and then I had to like do it for like it was only like 3 and a bit minutes, but it felt like an eternity, honestly. But it was just so hard because like you don't want to like just do the same like movements for like 3 minutes straight, and it was really difficult to sort of notice that I've done this for the 5th time in the same like 10 seconds.
We practiced a bit of dancing, but it wasn't dancing. It wasn't dancing.
No.
It was just staggering around, but you were just letting go, and we had worked hard on that. But amazing, and actually, the worrying thing was when we were at the Lowry. At Valley was okay. But at the Lowry, there was a real concern because even the guys came up to me afterwards when we were done our tech. They were worried off the stage.
Did I get quite close?
You did.
Oh, fair enough. Oh well, it all adds to the.
He was staggering, and the thing is, at the Lowry, if you fell forward, you would fall.
It's like a 2-foot drop, yeah.
You'd fall into people's laps.
Yeah. Oh well. I'm pretty sure I spilt some in the Lowry as well.
Oh gosh,
like, the water in the vodka bottle.
So we had a vodka bottle. And be careful as well if you fell because it was glass. It could break. It was also there was lots of considerations, weren't there, Sam?
Yeah, but
and then you had to throw something into the audience. You had to throw something, didn't you? Remember?
Did I?
Yeah, you had to pretend you were throwing the bottle, and then you had to throw it somewhere else.
No. Did we do a thing where like I pretended to throw it, but I put it like in like a crease in my arm or something?
Yeah,
we did something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah. But, so it was a lot of fun practicing this.
Yes. Yeah.
I think also is the highlight, Ange, of Treasure Island was the sword fighting, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, that was so fun. Yeah. Oh, that was. So we were trying to figure when we were getting taught by, what was it?
I paid for somebody to come in and teach you how to do sword fighting.
Yeah, that was
real sabers, Sam.
Yeah, and
so
then
you got someone in to teach everyone.
Yeah, we had like 3 or 4 lessons. I can't remember how many, but it was amazing. We were all hopeless at first, but we got into it, and we had to figure out how to how to get it so that everyone would be doing stuff at the same time, and we had to keep saying on guard so that everyone was
Oh no.
and then
he taught them how to parry and how to do it. It was proper.
Oh, yeah.
It's a real, this guy is like, he does big shows, like, you know, he's on TV. He was a real, you know, paid for serious professionals to come in and do it with them. And what was great is that it was like 24, 28 of you at one point who were learning this. And we used to use Hollinghay Primary and stuff, and then we used Fally. But what, not Fally, All Hallows. But what was great was that he came in and he brought all the real gear. It was proper long sabers, and you guys had to learn how to stand and how to parry, and there's all the safety aspects first. I think it was quite a shock to the system, but the challenging bit about our particular play was that we had to have everybody changing and going and fighting somebody else. They would then change and then they go to fight somebody else. The choreography, I did all that. It was tough, wasn't it?
Yeah. And at one point during the first or second show, when it came to this sword fighting scene, Bean's sword, they couldn't find it, so they had to use the walking stick that they used, so, instead of the sword. So yeah, that was interesting. So just go with it. Whenever I was trying to fight, just go with it.
You're very professional. Matthew Bean played the
Of course, it's his sword as well. Like, it just has to be his, doesn't it?
Well, luckily though, with Matthew, because he was Long John Silver, he had his crutch. So
yeah.
So he was able to, but use his crutch. So he was very, very good at that as well, wasn't he? So
yeah, that was just funny. I remember just seeing it and going, "What?" And then just hearing, "Just go with it. Just go with it."
He was very professional. And I think that was also a lovely show for showing like the diversity of like everybody's ability, but also the ages as well between everybody. That was really great, wasn't it? Because there were some older and younger ones. We just had some children who'd moved up from upper primary, the younger group, to youth theatre. And so they were able to then, you know, sort of take part with the older ones. And I think they really had fun, didn't they?
Yeah, definitely.
So, to tell us then, what's your future plan? So what's happened with you then, Angela, this year? So we've learned that with Sam, he's obviously had his apprenticeship come to an end, or not come to an end, sorry, his plans were put on hold, so he's not been able to do it. So Sam, you've been able to, I think you've got a job now at the moment, haven't you?
Yeah, it's a few days, just a week, so you know, just bringing in a bit and just getting out of the house, really. It's the main thing.
And I think you're going to help me a little bit with some of the, you know, sort of like some technical stuff with lives and things, and going to try and train you up in a few things. And what about, so we sort of heard about that. Angela, what about you? Because I think do you want to share? I mean, I think for you, again, you were in year 11.
So my GCSEs got cancelled. Which was it was so weird, because you'll probably feel this, there was a lot of pressure because it was March and it was getting into the steady revision, trying to get all the information, and all of a sudden, it was just nothing. It was really weird adjustment, and I was actually really upset at first whenever they got cancelled, and then when it was the boiling hot summer, the May was ridiculously hot, and I was thinking, right, I'm actually very thankful that I'm not in the gym trying to do a physics exam. And but I still went to sixth form, which was good that my predicted grades still allow me to do that, and took English Lit and history and sociology, so because I quite like writing and reading. So as far as I'm concerned, nothing really changed that much for me. I feel like I'm in quite a good position. Lots of things went wrong for other people, the year above, they're having to do exams, and it's just they've just been forgotten about. I feel really, really bad for the current year 13s. I think they've had a really bad deal. But yeah, I'm fine.
I think you were a bit disappointed when we first caught up with each other, that you were a little bit disappointed that you had to have predicted grades. But also, I just know how conscientious you are as a studier. I do know, and with your parents, I think they were worried when we had to delay Treasure Island a little bit in case it impacted on your studies. And then look what happened. So how did you feel? Because I think actually both of you are in the same boat. There's a lot of parallels between you and I think it was the fact that Sam, you were in year 13 and you were 11, so both of you ended up with predicted grades, didn't you?
Yeah.
I'm just glad. As Angela said, she'd be doing a physics exam, and I'd be doing a 3-hour drama exam as well. So pretty glad I got out of that one, to be honest.
Yeah. Some of the teachers mentioned to us, though, at our sixth form, that they're a little bit concerned that we've never really sat a public exam, and the A levels will be the first one they'll do. But that's kind of the biggest worry at the moment. But,
of course.
Oh yeah.
You went into the set, which are doing a 2-year course, so you don't have AS levels.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. And then, because of course, then it all hinges on that that exam. They can't even look at your AS level. So the people who missed out and from year 12 or going into 13, if I'm getting right, would have been in the past sitting AS levels, but they've not done that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Just strange the amount sat GCSEs. It's just like, it seems like such a normal, thing to do. And you haven't had that exam experience as well.
Did you? I suppose because you've gone through that experience. That's a really good point you've made, Angela. Pete, you won't have ever sat a public exam.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Is there any scope for you? Maybe has there ever been a consideration with the schools that you sit like maybe a GCSE this year if you get the chance to get the experience?
No, I think they're more kind of worried about the year 11/year 13. So, they've got their priorities kind of set for them to see what they can do to sort of prevent the same thing that happened to us, which is fair enough, I think. Yeah.
So what do you want eventually to do? What's your career aspirations, Angela?
I'm not really quite sure. I think I'd like to go into teaching, but not right away. I'd like to do something to do with theatre at some point, because I think otherwise I just really regret it, because I really, really enjoyed, CYGNETS, school productions. I think it'd be a bit of a waste to ignore that and not, go do something in that. But I'm just I've got my options open. I'm willing to give different things a go. I don't have a plan.
So have you ever sort of been thinking, I want to be this or that? You're thinking a teacher. That I think that's because they've obviously had a very difficult time.
Yeah, definitely. So Sam, have you always known that you wanted to go into BBC, or when did that?
I don't know. It was I knew that I wanted to do something related to, I don't know, because I don't know, because you'd say TV and sort of theatre, it's all it's all intertwined. It's a big range of roles that can be available in there. So I always knew that it was going to be something within that, but I'm just not sure. I definitely want to perform for somewhere at some point, just because it's fun and it's just a hobby and it's just something I like to do. But as far as a career, I think more on the production sort of side, and more on TV or something like that. But yeah, I definitely want to keep the acting up as soon as I can.
And you're both very good at it as well. And the other thing I think is great is the fact it is good to actually get that broad experience. Like I know that sort of with running CYGNETS, I've done all the, apart from the directing and this I've done, and obviously acting as a performer. But I think it's also I've done stage manager and deputy stage manager, which is a totally different role. I've done sound, I've done lighting, I've made props, I've helped build set. And I think having that broad understanding of how a theatre runs, and I think that was also interesting, Sam, wasn't that also one of the interesting things about going to the Lowry? Because you saw backstage of a big theatre, because, we perform at, say, different venues, and each one's different. You can do in theatre. You saw at the Lowry the whole tech setup, didn't you? Which was amazing.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah. So what do you think then, we're coming to a close, what do you think has been the main benefit for you then of, if you were to say to anybody who's thinking about performing arts or any form? I mean, we don't not just playing drama, it could be musical theatre.
Yeah. I think it's definitely important not to sort of just reject it, because I think, especially in school, it's quite an overlooked subject. I think I'm not really sure, not as much as music or art. I think drama is sort of like the most overlooked, and I think it's an essential thing to have, because obviously it improves like your confidence and your like speaking to people skills, and I think it's like a way to sort of escape. And I think for a lot of children, especially, who might have, some like rough backgrounds maybe, or just things going on at home that, they can't change, to have, a facility where they can just do what they want and be themselves whilst building on their like character is just, really helpful to people. And it shouldn't be, just this thing where it's like, oh, I've got drama now. But it's really important to have, I think.
I think it's a form of escapism, isn't it? Because you can just be that character, and that's what I've found over the years. That's why I've really just absolutely loved running Helena Grady and running CYGNETS, because it gives children the opportunity to just come and be themselves. Because you can also, even if I'm really pleased that you've mentioned there about, children who are having a difficult time, because it is giving you the opportunity, isn't it, to sort of blossom and flourish in something. You may not be strong academically, you may not be a singer, but there is something within performing arts that you can do. You may not want to dance, but you can act. If you may not want to sing, you might be able to act some dances. Performing arts, the whole tripod, the triple threat, the whole idea of all these skills, they're just so good for just bringing you out in yourself and your confidence, and you build your self-esteem if you do something well, and it's just that camaraderie and social side of it as well. Oh, Angela's disappeared briefly. I was just going to ask you a question. So I'm really pleased that you've actually mentioned that, Sam, because I think that is quite an important part of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
And has it helped you with like thinking about even interviews and that sort of thing? Yeah,
definitely. I think, especially like the speech skills. It just helps you build the confidence to, if like you can't find your words, to remember what you were going to say, and then just you don't have to say what was like you like wrote down on like a bit of paper. You sort of know what you're going to say, and then you can tailor like a response to a question that's still relevant to the thing you planned. And also memorizing stuff as well.
Yes.
I think in my GCSEs with English literature, you had to remember loads of quotes from all these different Shakespearean plays and in spectacles, and I was able to just remember all the ones I needed like instantly. So it just really helped with that.
And I think also like the work, even just character work of breaking down character and understanding what it is and what message you're trying to convey and getting into that full character, I think that's a good experience, isn't it? And I think that, what you said about, it's the listening skills as well. And it's the teamwork, because when you're working against another actor as well, it's you both. George Pierce just said one-to-one. Yeah, it's when you're working with somebody else as well. It's that team experience, isn't it? Of you being on something collectively, which is fab. And I think I've seen also. I think the other thing I'd like to say is I've seen you blossom. I'm just wondering if Angela's coming back or whether she was having tech issues, but we're probably going to bring it to a close. But I just wanted to have her back to say hello and thank you and goodbye.
Not sure where she went.
Say though that I've seen you blossom. I really have, and the same with Angela and a lot of the kids that come through, because it's not about how good you are. It's about sometimes it's just the process of what you're doing that brings you on. Just that experience of doing it. You don't have to do performing arts and want to be, on TV eventually or on the big stage or the West End. It's not about that. It's that process of doing it, which I think is really the thing. I think that's really. So is there anything else you want to say before we finish?
I think I've covered everything. I'm just not sure where Angela went.
Well, I think we're going to probably, if there's anybody there who wants to say anything or say hello to us, I see lots of eyes watching, because I can see on my screen there's lots and lots of people. There's a few thumbs up. Give us some feedback so that we can, and if there's any questions you have of Sam, or if you want to know any details about even CYGNETS. This wasn't about CYGNETS and about saying, but we do miss CYGNETS, and we've got loads of kids involved with it. Usually see about sort of 50 odd children every Saturday. So, we're really missing it. So we're looking forward to a time when we can actually start back again. We've got a production of Grease coming up, which we had to shelve. It was supposed to be happening in April. We had to put a halt on that. So we've got the license for that, and it's going to be a big production with our youth theatre. So we're looking forward to getting back to actually staging that. And so anybody, as you can see in the ticker below, if anybody wants to come on and talk to us and come and join Sam or Angela or Kieran and join any of the others coming on and having a chat, please do. We'd love to have you on. So guys, anyway, thank you, Sam. Thank you so much again. And we'll be planning next Friday's talk in the meantime. And do contact us, as I said, if you want to actually be involved. I think Angela's coming back. I think she's here. It'd be lovely to say a quick hello and goodbye from her, because it's been lovely having her on. Hello. We wanted what to happen to you, my dear.
Laptop died.
Laptop died.
Yeah, sorry. I know. And now it's saying to end my whatever. So I'm making it on my phone now.
Listen, darling, it's so nice to have you back. You've also got different lighting. You look the lovely glow on your face now. I have missed you so much.
Yeah,
in fact, I've missed both of you. No, please put the light on. It's lovely.
Sorry, it just cut out.
I said, saying we really missed you. Really missed having you. I think the connections are
sorry.
Don't worry. So listen, we're going to say goodnight and goodbye, and we just wanted to thank you for being on with us. It's been fabulous. I hope you've enjoyed it. Is there anything you want to say before you go?
I'll hopefully be on next Friday.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, and I hope your family have been watching you, because they should be very proud of you. All right. Say hello to your parents for me. Say hello to your parents too, Sam, and take care, everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay.